Hey everybody, welcome back to Operation 2020. This week one of the big focuses was stabilization of the travel trailer, and the other one was optimizing our space. However, this being a choppy video, because I'm going to show you a whole bunch of updates, we went absolutely crazy this week. But for instance, we bought these. These are Bose new wireless headphones. They're Bluetooth, and these gave everybody the opportunity to have a little bit more personal space. It's really easy to hear everyone or hear one another. So with these thin walls, these have been absolutely amazing. Everybody's been able to fall asleep pretty easily at night. We can't hear each other. You can block out as much or as little noise as you want with them. So I know I sound like a commercial for them, but for a pull-behind trailer with a family, critical. But the next one we did is top bunk. So this right here is actually a noodle, a swimming noodle. So Ariana rolls around a lot in the night. So what we did is we put a swim noodle underneath there, and we kind of tucked it in with the blanket so it doesn't move, and it works as a bumper. Super cheap, couple bucks at Walmart or Target or wherever you want to go. The other thing, as I had mentioned earlier, was the Dyson fan, which is down here. There you go. So we bought two of those Dyson fans. I think those ran us about 400 bucks a piece. Totally worth their weight in gold. At night, the weather can get cold, even here in Virginia. It doesn't seem that bad when it drops down to only 50, but it can be chilly if you're sleeping in it. And instead of kicking on the propane heaters, which we could do, the propane heater works fine. However, you have to keep refilling the propane. So what we did is we decided to make an upfront investment. We did kind of a cost-benefit analysis, and we figured out that it would actually cost us less over the next couple of years to buy two $400 fans from Dyson that are heaters and also cooling fans. So again, that's another thing that we did this week. That was a fantastic purchase. We bought two of them. One's in the front of the rig, one's in the back of the rig. We have had no problems whatsoever getting the climate control right for each section of the rig. We're going to move on to the cupboards now, because these were actually full of stuff. So when you have, I don't know, whether it's beans, rice, no matter what the foods are, potatoes, you know, they don't stack well. Cereal boxes are okay, but they don't help you to maximize your space. So what we did is I spent I think about $100 total on this stuff that you see behind me, and everything stacks up. They're all different sizes, and I have some examples down here also to show you of what we kind of do with these things. So there's like bread in these things, and there's some quinoa in another, and what they helped us to do was take all the groceries that we had, and as you can see, all the empty space back there, we got plenty of room for plenty more, because it had nothing to do with weight. But as you can see, they're stacked basically in the entire cupboard now, whereas before you can only use about half the space because stuff falls all over itself. So I went to all I had to do is go to the PX here at Fort Belvoir, and I found these kits for 20 bucks a piece. It had a bunch in there, and then I went to another collection for the bigger one there. Okay, so we're outside the rig now, and I told you that stability was a big deal this week. Step one that we did, I'm shooting at a funny angle so I can get everything, is this X deal here. I think the thing cost me like 20 bucks for the pair, and they're between wheel stabilizers. It did a little bit. I guess if anything, it's almost like just another chalk, so that kind of, it was nice to have as a safety feature, I guess, but it didn't do much for stability. But if we take just another step back here, we can actually see what did. So you can see these scissor jacks. What we did is I went ahead and bought about a 4-pack of these, and they held about 7,000 pounds a piece. I think I paid 80 bucks or something like that for them. Those were an amazing investment. They stabilized the rig probably by about 80%. So we were able to feel ourselves kind of walking around, and when I would walk especially, for those who are familiar with me, I weigh about 205. So when I move around in the pull behind trailer, let's just say it moves. Now I can walk around, and my kids, my wife even, they don't even know I'm moving around. It's awesome. And those jacks took me about 2 minutes to install out of the box. There was no hooking them up. I just put them under the I-beam, leveled them off with the other jacks, done. Okay, so now for the big investment of the week. We did a Chevy Silverado 2500, which I think you can see if you come over here. Yep, kind of walk around it. It's the extended bed. The cool part is, what I'm going to show you back here, is that right there. You see all that open space? All that stuff came from my Chevy Colorado, and it was actually full in my Colorado. So My storage space was already maximized back there. And now you can see with the extended bed, we have extra storage, which is awesome for us. We don't have it. Funny thing is, we don't necessarily have anything we need to put in there right now, but we have it, which is awesome. And then I just ordered a cap to go on it. I think I'm just gonna do the flat kind of tonneau cover, but it's gonna have a lock and be super hard. I'm not gonna keep anything valuable in there, so don't think you're gonna rob me, because I have nothing of value in that thing, except maybe some clothes. You want them, take them. I shop at Goodwill most of the time anyway. So, but the point is, it's extra storage for us, so it was a great investment with the truck. And also this truck here, I believe can pull 14,500, and the other my other truck could only pull about 7,000, which I said we had maximized. So what a great investment, and what a huge flipping truck that thing is. It's a beast to drive. I tried to park it down in DC last week. I had to do about 5 3-point turnarounds trying to get it out of a parking garage. It was embarrassing, yes, but nonetheless, it's a big, powerful truck. The last purchase that we had made, we actually brought it with us, but it's been raining so much we haven't been able to use it until this past week, was actually this right here, our drying rack. This drying rack cost us, I think about, here, let me give you a better view. There you go. The drying rack there cost us like 10, 15 bucks, something like that off from Amazon. We actually brought it with us, but we were able to break it out this week because the rain subsided a little bit. And as you can see, we kind of put it under the awning. And when we finish with a shower or something, instead of having that moisture come inside, where when you get inside of these rigs, you really want to be careful of moisture. So what we did is we put it outside, and then when we finished showering, as you can see, I just got done working out and doing my thing. So now so I have the kind of nasty clothes drying off before they go in, and then also the towel to clean off so they can be reused. So it's multifunctional and multi-purpose, and that's generally what everything we want to consider when we're trying to downsize. Everything has to have more than one use. And finally, what would this week be if I didn't have any complaints? Now, I told you I'd talk about the trials and the tribulations that we're having. Really, this week's just been about getting comfortable with where we are. I think everybody's kind of settling in pretty well. We understand the space. We move around each other's space. We have our timing down pretty well. But the complaint that we have, I think, is that Sarah and I work together from home. And this being our home, it's not our space and it's not our relationship that's the problem. It's me that's the problem. For one, I'm not used to working at home with her, so I now talk to her all the time, which slows us down. I think she constantly tells me to get back to work, but I have my buddy there, so I want to talk to her. But that's been one of the problems. And then the other issue is the fact that I'm constantly thinking about ways to make things better here. So it makes it so the work I get done, I work in spurts of about 2 or 3 hours, and sometimes I'm up at midnight doing my work. But I'm constantly thinking about ways to maximize our efficiency here. So as a Lean Six Sigma expert, I do like 5S. So I'm trying to 5S everything in this place, which just basically means to organize it and get everything all set up. So my biggest gripe and complaint is the fact that until everything is at least 99% done, I will not be satisfied. So I think we're at about 95%. Give me another 4%, another couple weeks, and I think I'll have a different complaint for you. But until then, it's going to be the fact that I'm constantly focusing on making things better. And last but not least is my shout outs. First of all, goes to my daughter. Again, you need to make sure you like and subscribe her channel as well. A little bit of everything. Her name's Ariana. She is a superstar. And then she also has her Etsy account where she makes like necklaces and she makes earrings. All that stuff is made right here in the Pull Behind trailer. She puts in many, many hours creating that stuff and her slime and all that other stuff. But also this right here, I'm representing my old hometown. This is near Rockford, Michigan, where I'm from, in Grand Rapids. So that was our old stomping grounds. My brother and I used to hang out all the time. And the hat is the other part of the shout out. Thanks, Jeremy. He's the one who gave me the hat. There you go, buddy. I still wear it all the time. He reluctantly gave it to me. It was one of his favorite hats. So thanks, buddy. So there's my shout outs. See you next week.